Crypto Moonshots. Really happy to have you guys here, and let's just jump straight in, man. Bepro is playing with our hearts. All right, it is playing with our hearts. It keeps going up and down, and it doesn't just go up like 5%, 10% within a few days, right? If you look at this, if you've been following my channel, I told you guys to try to enter right here, right? I told you guys that you should try to enter right there, and if you did, if you've been following, you would have made around let's see, around, what is that, like 30% gains, right? A little more, 30% gains. So yeah, before we get into it, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Again, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. If not, it's all good. If you're here from Reddit, what's good? Thanks for joining, and yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So over the past couple of days, we've kind of been talking about these two lines right here, right? We've kind of been stuck in this um, kind of between these two lines, right? This line of support and resistance, right? And then here, we kind of did a little fake out right here, right? Right. It went above this line, right? And then I'm gonna discuss the yellow again. If you've been following me, the yellow line is new, but if not, I'll explain it real quick. But it kind of did a little fake out, right? It kind of broke above it, formed like, what is that? One full candle, right? And then these little candles, right? Little candle and higher wick, those aren't, you can't really trust those, right? You can't really trust these small candles, right? Because the price difference of this candle is just it's around 10%, right? Just that one candle. So that can't really be trusted, especially if it's a small candle like that. So that's why I kind of did a little fake out and went back down, right? And I told you guys that it's gonna come touch back here and bounce back up, and then I predicted that it's gonna come back down, but it didn't. It didn't come back down, right? It wicked through this line of resistance. It wicked through, and then it came back down a little bit, right? It didn't come all the way back down. It came back down a little bit, and it shot up, and now it's forming candles. This previous candle was in between that line of resistance, but it's starting to form a line, candles above that line, right? So let me quickly discuss how I got this yellow line, and what I think is that if we continue this, right, if we continue forming candles above this, I think instead of being stuck in these two lines, right, within these two lines, I think we're going to be I think we're going to be going into these two lines, right, going back and forth in these two lines, right? So basically, this yellow line is strong, right? It's a daily level of resistance, right? If you look here, these two wicks both touched it, right? And then this candle kind of, it's in that area, that ballpark of the swing low, right? So I think this is a pretty good indicator of a strong line of resistance as of right now, right? So if we look at it, I think it'll take a lot for it to cross this 0.025 region right here, right? That's where I'm looking at right now. I think obviously it's a very good sign. We're up, around what, 16% for the day. I think it's a very good sign if we keep continuing, right? Again, if you look at the history of it, and look how that works, right? The daily line is also parallel with the 4-hour chart, right? So I think that if we continue to form these candles, right, above this line right here, right, above this line, I think we'll be solid, right? If we continue forming, and then what I think is going to happen based on technical analysis, again, technical analysis is just helping us, right? It's not going to tell us what's going to happen, but it can help us predict what's going to happen, is that, it's going to basically do this, right? It's going to come back up, right? And then I think this is a pretty strong line of resistance just because it was a daily, right? And then hopefully, right, we get stuck between these two lines, right? And hopefully this starts acting as a line of resistance, as support, I mean. I'm sorry, I keep messing that up. And this instead of acting like resistance, starts acting as a line of support. If that happens, guys, if that happens, that is a very, very, very bullish sign, right? That is a very bullish sign because if we were to draw a trend line, let's zoom out here a little bit, right? So before we drew a trend line, right? And this is what it looked like. Again, this is just a few days ago. Here, let me draw this trend line. You know, this is kind of what it was looking like, right? It was looking like it was going to come down, and then these two lines right here, you know, we were kind of worried it might go into this territory, right? But thankfully that didn't happen, so I think I can delete this now. So that's what the trend line was looking like, right? That's what it was looking like, and then thankfully now we're using it as support, right? But if we were to draw a new trend line, right, for the bullish sign, right? Let me delete this. I'll show you in a second. So this is what it would look like, right? This is what it would look like, right? And that's the trend so far, right? That's including the swing lows, right? And then if we were to include the highs, it'd be from like right there, right? That's what it'll look like, right? So again, what I think realistically is going to happen, right? Realistically, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys in this channel. You know, I know a lot of channels are like, oh, I'm bullish on this, bullish on this, bullish on this, but I'm gonna try to keep it real with you guys and tell you what I think is actually going to happen rather than what you're gonna want to hear. So, um, I think what's going to happen is it's gonna hit this and then come back down, right? And then there's a chance, right? There's a chance that it might, you know, come, and this might be a fake out like before, right here, right? Let me get rid of that. Like right here, right? This was a fake out, you know, there's a good chance that same thing could happen here, right? So a good sign for us would be, again, is to consolidate between these two lines, right? And a lot of people are saying we're going to the moon right now. I disagree. I disagree. I don't think it's gonna, just because this yellow line it's a daily line of resistance, right? It's daily, so it's pretty strong. Um, it can happen, right? It can happen, but I'm just saying based off my experience, I don't think it's going to. And let me tell you why that's a good thing, right? So like I mentioned in my previous videos, um, the more you form, like the more every single data point we get is a good thing, right? Like when it comes down, that's a good thing, right? When it came down here, that was a good thing because we saw here, right? It touched this little area, right? Touched this little area. What is that? Like 3 wicks, right? And then here it came down, right? So now we know, right? But in the future, right? Because this is like, you know, we're at all-time highs. In the future, right? This is a line of support, right? This is a line of support. And then we came all the way down, right? Came back up, you know, came down, came back up, and then we realized, right? And this is good for us because it teaches us, right, that this is a line of resistance right now, and this is what we're trying to get through, right? And that's how you do technical analysis. Every single data point is a good thing. You should look at it as a good thing, right? So no matter where it goes, we're learning about this coin, right? So, yeah, like I said, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that it's going to consolidate between these two lines, right? Let me get rid of these and then I'll show you guys. Between these two lines, right? And the more it consolidates, like I told you guys before, the more something consolidates, right? The more chance it has of shooting up or down, right? And because this is bullish and we believe in this project and it's growing on Reddit and on CoinGecko and stuff, I'm pretty bullish on it, right? So I hope, or we hope that it's going to shoot up, right? But I think before that happens, it's going to consolidate. So if you're planning on buying right now, the safe thing to do, the technical analysis thing to do, is to wait because technical analysis tells us that it's going to come down, right? Again, anything could happen, anything has happened, right? Things happen, but I would wait personally. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. I would wait, and I'd place if you're trying to scalp, I'd place a buy order, but I would keep a close eye on it because there is a chance that once it hits here, right, it can be like, again, like same exact time as last time, right, that it could come back down, right, that it could come back down. But again, this is a very, very good sign, right? Hopefully this time, right, it stays between these two lines, right, and then it just makes a higher high and a higher low, and it shoots up, right? And I'm glad I'm talking about this on my channel early, because once it skyrockets, I'm gonna tell the whole world. I'm gonna be like, look, I told you so. I told you it's gonna 10x, you know. And like I mentioned in my last video, 20 cents minimum, right? That's what I'm predicting in the future. 20 cents minimum. It's at 2 cents right now. And yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe. My channel is only 3 days old and it's growing pretty quick. So hop on the train, don't miss out. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Bye.